Match commentator at Weldon Road is Keith Macklin.
Castleford have had a piece of good team news. Loose forward Andy Timpson has been out with an ankle injury, but he's fit again to resume unexpectedly early. Bob Spur, experienced hooker, comes in for Kevin Beardmore. And one of the bright new stars in the Castle lineup is Tony Marchant at right centre. He was signed from Castleford Colts last February and has scored 7 tries in the last 7 games. St Helens, well, if Cass have had good team news at number 13, St Helens have suffered 2 blows. Both Graham Liptrot and Harry Pinner have shoulder injuries, so Billy Benny, the coach, won't risk them. Gary Bottell replaces Liptrot, and in for Pinner, moving from centre, is Roy Haggerty, a strong-running, very aggressive player who's scored 10 tries this season, 2 last week in the cliffhanger win over Hull. Saints to kick off, and if this match follows the pattern of recent Cass v Saints games, it'll produce lots of points. The last 3 league games between these two have produced 146 points, and Cass won 24-23 at Knowsley Road this season. And it's Castleford in possession from the Saints kick-off. Referee Peter Massey of Salford. And that's Gary Connell putting in the drive. Here's Tony Marchant. Oh, he's away! Marchant's away! No wonder they look after that reporting. Oh, and a dummy! But he might have parted. Well, he had 2 options then, and who could say he was wrong? But what a break by Marchant. And Cass really set up now. Connell's not quite knocked down. What a marvellous break by Marchant. No wonder they rate him highly here. He went 40 or 50 yards, sold a beautiful dummy when he might have fed Richardson. He might get a bit of criticism for that, but if he'd scored a great solo try, who would have blamed him then? Lovely move. Well, quick to play it. Spur moving it left, Beardmore. An attempted dummy by Spedding. Beardmore to Joyner. Joyner getting out to Marchant. Marchant looking to pass the ball, does get it out, and beautifully picked up by Spur. Good handling and adventurous play this by Cass. And a penalty. Brian Parks adjudged to have dumped his man into the ground, so it's a simple penalty. Well, they all look simple from here. Under normal circumstances, a simple penalty, but quite a wind, quite a swirling wind about this afternoon. Up go the touch judges' flags. Kevin Beardmore, a successful penalty, 2-0 to Castleford. Bottell is acting half-back. Glynn holding, spotting a gap and going through it beautifully. He's got Gawley with him, inside to Gawley. The cover getting across well. Gawley playing the ball. Glynn. St Helens moving now. Grimes to Bottell. That was a pretty solid tackle by Kevin Ward. Haggerty having a burst himself, slipping a one-handed pass out to Grimes, keeping it moving. Oh, knock on by Moorby. St Helens were moving that out nicely, but Moorby knocked on. Gary Moorby, formerly with Kearsley. Scored a lot of tries this season from the second row position, 8 tries. That's a penalty against Bob Beardmore's feeding on the 25. And he'll play the ball. Can't be a kick at goal. Holding takes it. Mel James. Cass defence quickly up, rather put Grimes off, but 40 picked up by Holding. Neil Holding going well, running on his own. 5 yards from the post. Good break by Neil Holding. He'll play the ball quickly to Bottell, to Glynn, the long one. Haggerty, good passing, should put Litherland in. Yes, Litherland the scorer. Lovely try this. Good quick passing. There's Peter Glynn. Watch this long pass. Cuts out a man, gives it to Haggerty. He times his pass beautifully. That's Dennis Litherland having to leap for it. And it's a good try. Clive Griffiths is the man who's going to take this kick. And the wind holding that right into the teeth of the wind, so Clive Griffiths fails with the kick. Castleford within 20 yards of the Saints line. Spur is acting half-back. Connell on the burst. Again, Spur, another 5 or 6 yards. Bobby Spur, always lively from the half-back position. Like Liptrot and Elwell of Widnes, always likes to go from acting half-back. That's a dummy by Spedding. The short ball to Ward. Terrific pressure from Cats now. They trail by 1 point. 2 against 3. There's Spedding. Oh, Spedding probably made a mistake then. There was a big line out and he thought he'd sell a dummy and try to go for the post. Don't think the crowd were too keen on that. Beardmore to Joyner. Joyner, lovely ball to Keir. Keir's in. Good try. Made by Joyner, finished by Keir. Lovely try this. There's Bobby Spur, this time parting with the ball. Beardmore to John Joyner. Good test quality rugby this. The gap's there. Keir has the speed to make the line. Bob Beardmore tried to allow for the wind then, and it's still floating outside the post. So Castleford 5, St Helens 3. Kicks off. Andrew Timpson getting it out nicely. Keir. Smothered by Litherland. There's Kevin Ward going in hard towards the halfway line. Castleford forward, putting on a bridgehead now. Ward to Beardmore, coming up on the burst. Neil James, Connell, a lovely pass to Bob Beardmore. Exhilarating stuff just by Cass. Joyner, Timpson. Bob Beardmore and everything, takes it from Connell. The kick ahead by Darren Cohen. And a penalty, obstruction. Mr. Massey ruling obstruction, so this should be another kickable penalty. Neil Holding getting ticked off. Darren Cohen, the man who put that kick through, was flattened after it. Kicking chance for Robert Beardmore. You can see how close he is to the post and how much in line. So for this time, Castleford 7, St Helens 3. Again to kick off. Andrew Timpson. Spedding coming away from the 25. Beardmore. Oh, Well, a good break looked on, but Peter Gawley smothered Kevin Moore just in time. Very happy Castleford did not really get weight. Neil Holding picks it up, base of the St Helens scrum. Parks, well tackled by his off-fit number John Keir. Holding again, slips it out to Haggerty. He gets a nice ball out to Morby and another nice ball out to Ledger. Good passing, there's the kick ahead, and Ledger could get there. He wants a good bounce. Yes! Well, he might have been bounced. He might have bounced it. I suspect he bounced it. Bad luck for Barry Ledger, but my own feeling is that although he got to the ball before the dead ball line, he actually bounced it. Let's watch it. There's the kick. It doesn't go dead, but does Ledger bounce it? Well, that disallowed try, a misfortune for St Helens. Ledger did everything right except the final touchdown. You could always blame that on the ball sitting up rather than staying on the ground. Well, that was a catch ball, but Holding trying to get away. Holding to Litherland. Well, can Saints make up for that disallowed try? Now moving well, James to Grimes, the two front row forwards. James is acting half-back. He goes forward, well, caught in two minds, but finally got it out to Holding. Holding inside to Peter Gawley. Peter Gawley driving for the line. All action stuff, as always, with these two sides. Acting half-back is Battelle. Mel James to Meadows. Meadows going hard for the line. He's about a foot and a half short. Holding to Glynn. A good ball. Litherland's in for his second try. A lovely move. Good try. Lovely move, this. There's Holding, firing it out. Beautifully judged short ball from Peter Glynn under pressure. There's the gap for Dennis Litherland's second try. Clive Griffiths has been in and out of the St Helens side this last season or so since he signed for £27,000, but he's back in it now, and he kicks that, and that puts St Helens in the lead. 8-7. Clive Griffiths would only kick 9 goals before this game. He'll be very happy, Clive Griffiths, to have that successful kick under his belt. Own feet by Bob Beardmore, penalty to St Helens. Oh, don't argue, Bob. That's a kickable one if Griffiths wants to have a go into this wind. Here's two. The first offence at the scrum was a differential penalty where Griffiths couldn't have kicked a go, but Bobby Beardmore argued with the referee, dissent, 10 yards further on, a kickable penalty. That's Mr. Massey's judgment. Could cost Cass 2 points. Clive Griffiths kicking into a very powerful wind. Beautifully placed. Castleford 7, St Helens 10. Castleford literally paying the penalty of talking too much, and Peter Massey having a word with Bob Beardmore to say, well, don't speak out of turn next time, lad. Ball is Griffiths, his second goal. Holding, and that's own feet by Neil Holding. So it's a penalty, differential penalty to Castleford. John Keir to fine touch. Quite a good one, setting up a springboard for an attack. John Keir. Spur to Connell. 20 yards from the St Helens line. Ward. Well, I think Grimes was more winding himself up for one rather than delivering it there. The intention was there, perhaps that's the crime. Could be wrong, but it looked to me as if Paul Grounds just wound himself up. There's Kevin Ward going in. There's Gawley. Now watch number 10. Oh yes, it went in. It went in. So a kickable penalty for Bob Beardmore to make it 9-10. It's over. Castleford 9, St Helens 10. Bob Beardmore, yet again successful. His third goal, his 52nd of the season. There is the half-time hooter. Half-time score, Castleford 9, St Helens 10. Back with the second half shortly. Beardmore kicks off into the St Helens half. Nasty, awkward one, and produces a knock-on immediately. Well, that's the sort of thing men who kick off always hope for, a badly bouncing ball and a knock-on. St Helens 25, but St Helens have it. Holding to James, and number 14 Higgins is on for Castleford. Barry Higgins. Marchant trying to hand off Glynn. Higgins is on for number 11, Neil James. Spedding. So it's a back for a forward on the Cass side. Timpson. Higgins. Joyner. Caught in possession. St Helens knowing that Joyner at standoff half, mainspring of the Cass attack. He and his halfback partner Beardmore is making most of the play from the acting halfback position, sharing it with Spur. That's Marchant. Scrum halfway inside the St Helens half. Back straightening up. Barry Higgins is backing down at loose forward. So Andrew Timpson's gone into the second row, and it's coming out on the Cass side. Beardmore's after it, gets it out behind Joyner to Marchant. Marchant looking to sidestep Litherland. Higgins getting well involved as sub. Beardmore waiting for Timpson. Timpson over the 25. Spedding. Beardmore. Connell, good driving run by Connell. Castleford now within sight of the St Helens post. There's Beardmore calling for a move. Spedding. Kevin Ward, good pass, but John Keir bounced down, but still Cass have the momentum going. Inside pass from Spur to Ward. Ward looking for someone to give it to. Finally gets it out, and it's a try for Marchant. Richards in for his 8th try in 8 games. The pressure on. There's Bob Spurd, acting halfback. Then to Kevin Ward. Now, it looked as if Kevin Ward was going to be held. He was determined to get it out. And it's Marchant who finally goes in. And there again, as Clive Griffiths found in the first half, the powerful wind pushing the ball out from the post. Bob Beardmore. Neil Holding to feed this scrum. All well heeled. Joyner, what a dummy. Looking. Oh, Beardmore's under the post. Lovely move straight from the scrum, and St Helens bought it. I imagine the coach, Billy Benyon, will not be happy about that defence. Here's the move. Beardmore. There's John Joyner in the standoff. The dummy. Beardmore going outside him and getting through. Beardmore kicks his 4th goal to add to his try, and Cass now stretch their lead after trailing at half-time to 17-10. Seven tries and 53 goals this season from Bob Beardmore. Cass in possession in their own half. Well, in these games, Timpson. These games always seesaw, but St Helens now have a 7-point gap to make up. There's Spur. And a penalty for offside against St Helens. More talking, more gab. Mr. Massey won't have it, so it's a penalty nearer the post. And Robert Beardmore looking for his 5th successful kick. Again, he has to contend with this extremely difficult wind. But if he bangs it hard and straight enough, it could force its way through. He's going to have to hit it really hard into the teeth of this wind. What a good one. 19-10 and Cass pulling away. Now really Jeff Ray's in the centre. Well, St Helens need badly to get it back into this game if they make it the usual back and forwards contest between these two. They trail 19-10 at the moment, and Cass showing much more liveliness. In fact, Robert Beardmore went in for that ball and has it. Higgins is acting halfback. Joyner to his right. Hardy. Here to Beardmore, to Kevin Ward. Good backing up by Cass. There's that well-known Robert Spur ploy, invariably gains 5 or 6 yards. Beardmore to Hardy. Hardy, the short ball for Timpson. The 6th tackle. Timpson to Spur. To Beardmore, to Cohen. Oram going for the corner. Griffiths. That was almost another try. This was so close to another Cass try. There's Andrew Timpson. And Cass again showing how they want to get the ball out in every situation. Good pass behind the defender by Spur. An experienced player's pass. What a lovely backflip by Cohen. And Oram going for the corner. Looks as if he might make it inside for Keir, but it bounced badly for him and Clive Griffiths picked it up. St Helens under terrific pressure. Spedding, Kevin Ward. Hardy. And Saints have it through Peter Gawley, but a knock on. That could be a penalty. Poor Peter Gawley. Sheer frustration there. St Helens got possession for the first time for a long time. Peter Gawley slammed the ball down in frustration, and that is a form of dissent, and it's a simple penalty. Peter Gawley there with his hand really railing against the injustices of life. Well, if Robert Beardmore puts this one over, it's 21-10, and St Helens will need at least 3 scores. Beardmore's 6th goal for this match. Beardmore's 6th goal this match, 55th of the season. Well, it looks as if somebody's going off. It looks as if Peter Gawley has continued the argument with the referee and has been sent off. Well, he's walking towards the tunnel and he's not coming back. It can only be that Peter Gawley still wanted to continue the argument about that incident. Down the tunnel he goes. So an unhappy afternoon for Peter Gawley, who led the St Helens team out, and now goes back down the tunnel early. I suppose it underlines that you can't win by dissent, and Peter Glynn getting a little rough with Tony Marching, then ill feeling creeping into the game now. St Helens 12 men, Castleford with Higgins to Joyner. Crowd getting right behind Cass now. Hardy, Beardmore. Hardy, good inside pass. Hardy getting it out. Oh, what good passing. Timpson's in. Lovely quick passing has put Timpson in. And Cass a home and dry. Superb this, the speed of the passing. Watch this. The way the ball is transferred so quickly. There's Joyner. That's Ward. Hardy. And finally Timpson. Lovely move, lovely try. Yes, an excellent afternoon for Robert Beardmore. Joyner going himself. John Joyner straight from the scrum under the post. Beautiful try by John Joyner. Perfect try. Again, questions about the back of the scrum defence, but Joyner saw the gap, went through it. Nobody quick enough to get across to him. Lovely try by Joyner. Beardmore does it again. 31-10. What a remarkable second half. Time up on our watches. There's Beardmore. Hardy, the short ball. Cass still moving it through Timpson. Hardy floating it out to Ward. Cass going to give us a last-minute spectacular. There's John Keir. No, he's going to be tackled. Deciding no. And there's the hooter. St Helens, after leading 10-9 at half-time, a disappointing second half, conceding 22 points, having Peter Gawley sent to the sin bin and really not getting back into the game. Final score, an exhilarating performance from Cass. Castleford 31, St Helens 10.
Oh, St Helens dropped away there in the second half, and in the end Castleford won pretty easily. Well, we'll see how that affects the top of the table in just a moment. But straight after our match, Castleford under-17s played Normanton under-17s. Most of the crowd stayed to watch that game, and that explains the noise as Keith Macklin gets the reaction of Castleford coach Mal Reilly.
Malcolm, you were 9-10 down at half-time. Were you surprised at the St Helens fade out in the second half?
I was a little bit surprised, Keith, you know, because they're predominantly a very good side. We stole the game at St Helens earlier in the season, and I thought we'd have a real tough fight right to the end on our hands today.
Was there a tactical change at all at half-time?
Well, it was partially tactical because I felt that our back row weren't taking the ball to the opposition and doing enough work in the open, and I found out one of the lads had a bit of concussion, and Andrew Timpson was a little bit subdued. He was finding it hard to get his breath, but I brought Barry Higgins on, and he started taking the ball to them and creating a few chances. You were very strong at half-back with Beardmore and Joyner. Yes, they had an excellent game. The pair of them worked together brilliantly. In fact, John set Bob up for his try, and then the same move, and he took the opportunity by scoring himself.
One of the problems, Malcolm, as you know too well, you score a lot of points, but you concede a lot of points. Can you do anything about your defence?
Well, this is the main priority this season. It has been other seasons, but I think that the lads are maturing a little bit better this year, and since the beginning of the season, we've improved slowly, and I feel that it'll be a gradual improvement throughout.
Well, there was a beautiful try, one of many scored by Andrew Timpson, and let's have a look at it. You talk us through it.
Well, Bob Spur's acting half-back there. He puts the ball out, I feel, to Alan Hardy. No, that's it, Alan Hardy. On to John Joyner inside to Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward takes the tackle well and slips the ball away to Alan Hardy again, who in turn picks Darren Cohen up there from an inside ball, and Darren picks Andrew up for the try. Nice piece of football.
And that's typical Cass play, you'd like to think, Well,
I'm hoping this is the start of it. We've promised to do ever so well this season, and I think we'll carry on from now.
Well, it got a lot noisier afterwards because Castleford under-17s beat Normanton 19-18. Well, with the defeat of Leeds at home to Featherstone and Hull KR at Lee, the situation at the top of the Slalom Lager Championship tightens. Leeds stay top, 27 points from 17 games. Hull KR are second, 26 from 18. Hull, who yesterday beat Halifax 25-2, close the gap. They've 25 points from 17. Wigan stay fourth following their win at Workington. Castleford moved to fifth, with St Helens now in sixth place. Carlisle stay at the bottom. They lost 15-7 at Bradford Northern and have only won one game against Halifax this season. Above them, Workington, Halifax and Warrington all lost, but Bradford Northern, with that win over Carlisle, where they were behind at half-time, move out of the bottom four. At the top of Division 2, 6 of the top 7 teams won, but Hunslet were the exception. They didn't play, and they dropped down from 4th to 6th. All the bottom 6 clubs lost, and all one can really say is that there's nothing unusual about that. But now let's have a look at the top try scorers and the goal scorers so far this season. The top try scorers are Bob Eccles of Warrington with 23, John Crossley of Fulham with 18, Gary Clark of Hull KR, who scored 3 yesterday for the under-24 team in France, with 18. And the top goal scorers are Steve Diamond of Fulham with 85, Steve Hesford of Warrington with 75, and Lee Crooks of Hull with 67. And finally, we'd like to offer our congratulations to Frank Myler, Britain's new coach, on the success of the Great Britain under-24 team in Carpentras yesterday when they beat France 19 points to 15. Well, let's have a first-hand report on that match now from the Rugby League Secretary-General, David Oxley, who went to France to watch the game.
The result was never in doubt after an initial 15 minutes of ferocious tackling utterly destroyed the opposition. Every Great Britain player contributed his full share, but the game was a personal triumph for Hull Kingston Rovers' 18-year-old winger Gary Clark, who scored a memorable hat-trick of tries. Centre Ronnie Duane also looked an outstanding prospect. Andy Goodway and Mike O'Neill worked tirelessly in a fine pack well led by skipper Terry Flanagan, and Brian Noble tackled everything that moved, as well as dominating the scrums. Some things remain to be ironed out before the return game in a fortnight's time, but at Carpentras we enjoyed unstinted effort, complete commitment, and a touch or two of real class.
And don't forget, you'll be able to see the return match on Rugby League action on the 31st of January. Well, next week we bring you highlights of Warrington versus Oldham, but for now we leave you with the 5 tries scored by Castleford yesterday. Until next week, good night.
Beardmore to Joyner. Joyner, lovely ball to Keir. Keir's in. Still, Cass have the momentum going. Inside pass from Spur to Ward. Ward looking for someone to give it to. Finally gets it out, and it's a try for Monton. Oh, well healed. Joyner, what a dummy. Looking... Oh, Beardmore's under the post. Hardy, good inside pass. Hardy getting it out. Oh, what good passing. Timpson's in.
And there's more Rugby League action next Monday night at the same time, 11 o'clock.
This is his third, okay?